as soon as he walked in, he says, Sonia, please give me the Wi-Fi password ASAP. And I was like, okay, you can take it, you can have the password. And he's only 8, alright? But he uses abbreviations so easily and so often. Yet I've noticed that some of us have a tough time using abbreviations just because we are not sure of the meanings, okay? So when in doubt, who do you come to? You need to come to me, Sonia, yes. Because I'll be taking you through 10 unavoidable abbreviations today which are very commonly used, but sometimes we still get stuck because we don't know the exact meanings. Alright, so let's get started and see exactly what we have in store. The very first one here, it says PIN. Alright, so firstly, what's an abbreviation? That's something that you need to know before I forget. An abbreviation is basically nothing but a short form. Okay, just remember that. So abbreviations are short forms. Like I said, the first one we have here is PIN. The full form of PIN is Personal Identification Number. Alright. So obviously because it's such a long word, we say PIN, Personal Identification Number. Now one thing you need to remember here is this abbreviation already has the word number in it. But many of us incorrectly say, what's your PIN number? Alright, but that's incorrect because it already has number in it. So you simply say, what's the PIN on your phone? Or can you help me with my ATM PIN? Alright, we use PINs for our ATM cards, we use it as passwords on our phones, etc. Just remember, you don't need to say PIN number, just PIN is enough. The next one here, ASAP, like my nephew used it. ASAP means as soon as possible. Alright, so let me write that. As soon as possible. This is a very common abbreviation or a common short form that's used a lot in emails, it's used in text messages, it's also used when you speak to people. Like for example, in an email you could say, please reply ASAP, okay, or we need to go shopping ASAP. Some people even say it as ASAP, that's also fine. Now the next one here, this is also confused a little bit. It says RSVP. Does it ring a bell? Yes. You read this particular short form a lot on invitations. If someone invites you to a wedding or a party or anything like that, you may notice this abbreviation written below. It says RSVP, which means please reply. Now you must be wondering, this doesn't add up as such, because RSVP, it comes from a French phrase, alright? In English we would say RSVP, which means please reply. Now notice one more thing here. This particular phrase already means please reply. However, quite often we make the mistake of saying please RSVP to John or please RSVP by the 10th of October, which again is incorrect. You can simply say something like RSVP by 10th of October, okay, which means please reply by the 10th of October. Let us know if you're going to attend the function or not. Remember, you don't need to use please with the abbreviation RSVP. And then we have RIP. Now, if you notice on Facebook nowadays, mostly people update almost everything on Facebook. So if someone has unfortunately passed away, you may notice that people comment and say something like RIP John or RIP Jack. Okay, so RIP means rest in peace. Okay, it's used to, it's a comment that you make when someone has passed away and you wish for their soul to rest in peace. Okay, you would also see it on tombstones sometimes. If there's someone who's buried and at their grave, you would see RIP written at the tombstone, which means rest in peace. The next one here, and this is quite popular, ATM. Yes, ATM, the full form for it is Automated Teller Machine. Now, I'm sure we all know what an ATM is. It's basically a machine where you put in your debit card, alright, you enter in your PIN and you're able to withdraw money. There are also many more bank-related transactions that you can make because the ATM is related to your or connected to your bank. So the full form of ATM is an automated teller machine. In a sentence, you could say, could you tell me where is the closest ATM, please? As simple as that. The next one here, and this is quite interesting, I must say, okay? It says BYOB. Can you even guess what this could mean? Well, BYOB means bring your own booze. Yes. Okay. Bring your own booze. Now, booze basically means drinks, anything which is alcoholic. So, say if you've been invited to a party, okay, and at certain parties, people may not really serve alcohol, but they're perfectly alright with their guests getting their own alcohol or their own booze to the party. So, maybe if you received an invite by email, possibly somewhere towards the end, you would see a phrase like, a short form like BYOB, which means bring your own booze or bring your own alcohol, your own drinks, alright? Now the next one here, it says BBQ. Now this one has two meanings, okay? The first and the most common one for BBQ is barbecue. Okay, for all the food lovers, barbecue is basically roasted meat, is when you roast any kind of meat and you have a barbecue, alright? So it's basically roasting meat. You could even have a barbecue party, okay? So that's one full form of the abbreviation BBQ. Another one that's quite of a slang, you could say, is better be quick. How innovative is that? Let me write it here. Better be quick. Now see, this one, it's obviously very informal. It's a slang, alright. So you could use it in your text messages. If you're someone who uses WhatsApp, you could use BBQ to mean better be quick. But it's not very common in spoken English as such. When you're speaking to someone, BBQ is something that you would relate to barbecue instantly. Or even if you see this written on, in a sauce, like it's a barbecue sauce, you may see something like BBQ. However, remember, you can even use it as better be quick. And then we have E.G. So, what does that mean? It means, for example. Okay. Now, this is normally used only in the written form. Like when I'm speaking, I can't say, I need to buy some shirts. E.G. formal shirts, informal shirts. I can't say that. It is just incorrect. However, in the written form, you can use this to say, for example. So, if you're reading a sentence, you would see something like, there are many reptiles which lay eggs. E.G. snakes, frogs, etc., you would read a sentence like this. So when you want to give an example in the written form, you use E.G. There's another one here, and this one gets misunderstood quite often. I.E. which is read as that is. Okay, that's how you read it. But what it means is to clarify. Okay. So again, this is an abbreviation you will use in the written form, not in the spoken form. When you see this written somewhere, you'll simply say that is. So for example, you would say, I need or I want some coffee, I.E. which is very hot. Okay. So to clarify something, you would see this in the written form, but when you pronounce it, when you say it, you need to say that is. Alright, I hope that's clear. And finally, we have this very common one, okay, which is unavoidable. We see it everywhere. ETC means etc. Alright. So say if you're listing a couple of things, if you say that I went shopping today and I bought some shirts, trousers, skirts, etc. Okay, it means so forth. It's basically used when you're listing something. And ideally there would be many items because of which you're using etc. etc. So yes, these are the 10 unavoidable abbreviations which you should know. They should be extremely clear and you should not make any mistake when using these because they are really simple, alright? So you make sure that you start practicing ASAP, and I'll make sure I come back soon with something much more interesting. Till then, you take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.